Ash vs. Evil Dead podcast. We watched episode 7, Delusion. What'd you think, Phelan?
Deluded themselves into thinking this was a good episode.
Really? You really didn't like it?
Yeah, it was okay.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. What were your issues with it?
I'm just joking.
Oh, well, I don't know. You're being very deadpan about it, so. Yeah, I thought this was good. It was mostly serious. I think this was the most serious they've had an episode, even compared to the one where they were in the police station.
I don't think the balance was as good as that one, but I wish it was a little more with the mind fucks in it than it was.
I don't know, I thought they did a lot of that mindfuck stuff.
I guess.
It was sort of the whole thing,
just,
was it? It was.
Yeah, it just seemed tame to me from other things I've seen that do it, I guess.
But, I mean, they set it up well enough that it seemed believable by the end that Ash would believe that this was in his head.
Mm-hmm.
So it was at least like, you kind of feel like from what happened in the movies and his past is ashy slashy and stuff like that it could have been in his head, or, that it's the more believable option compared to what his life actually is. They did a good job with Joel Tobeck being the psychiatrist.
I do like that that's the way he operates, is he decides to just break Ash down like this.
And, never at any point does he break that character until, sort of the end, but even then, not really. So, he plays the psychiatrist thing, and there's not, he's really evil kind of thing.
Yeah, I do like that that's not going on.
Because, as the audience, we're well aware, what's going on, but it is nice he didn't really break the illusion. They got some creepy stuff. The broken down old asylum, where everything's, way old and rusty and dirty and smelly looking, and...
Yeah, I do like it's this shitty old looking place, but he's got key cards and stuff.
Yeah. His hand goes through the wall and, the hands are grabbing at him, and then all of a sudden it's gone. Or, people, their faces will change, where it's, a different person from who he thought it was. It was kind of subtle how they did it the first time when he saw Ruby as the nurse. When she first showed up, it was another lady, but she wasn't in focus. So you could almost be like, wait, was that another person, or was that her the whole time? Until they start kind of switching with people.
Kind of wish they had used this opportunity to make the Cheryl thing hit harder with him.
Yeah.
Have that be one of the themes that's going on during this. Him seeing her blood on his hands and all this, and realizing, he had to kill her again or whatnot.
And they could have used that as, to build up this delusion around him more, to be like, wait, why were you killing Cheryl again? If she was already dead, that doesn't really add up, or saying that contradicts it or something.
Just have him feel really guilty about that.
I agree there were some things that they could have taken more advantage of. But there are also some moments in it that we haven't really gotten a chance to see on this show. When he's breaking down near the end, when Ash sounds like he's gonna cry, that was a very different thing that we haven't really seen quite so vulnerable for that character. So it helps with the breakdown part of it. And they start out like he is normally on this show, making a bunch of jokes and getting violent and all that, and then the slow kind of just to the point where he's just not saying anything. So it is more serious than what they did with the police station one, and the police station one had a better balance, but I feel like it was supposed to be a more serious one, so I wouldn't want it like this all the time, but for this episode I thought it was appropriate, the tone. I liked the bit where he is trying to escape, and then Kelly kills the Pablo guard, and then he gets into a fight with Kelly, and then she's dead, and then it's a couple other people, and the puppet that he has on his hand has a jaw in its mouth.
Yeah.
And then when he spits it out, and it's just the mouth covered in blood. That is so creepy.
Mhm.
Like, it was humorous, but it was creepy the way that was.
Yeah.
And I like the stuff with the puppet too, because like it's just a thing that he does in the episode with like the puppet talking and like they're making jokes and all that, but it also is a bit creepy how they do it.
I do like that. I guess it's like he doesn't know if it's him doing it by the end, so that's good.
Well, the
Because
puppet.
at the beginning he just thinks it's a dumb thing.
Well, I think there's something to the fact that the puppet is using Ball's voice. Ball is the puppet, but it's puppeteering him by the end.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. So yeah, because like Asylum episodes can go it can go either way. Like it can be really bad or it can be really good. Because sometimes shows just make it like really stupid, or they just get caught up in like here's an alternate world or whatever. But
sometimes there's like stupid ABC rap.
Well, that's what they needed in this was an ABC rap. I feel like if they had Ash doing some rapping in there, that would just be perfect. But you know, some of them like they just get caught up in like creating an alternate world or like this like bad representation of asylums, which is not what this wasn't a good representation, but it was not supposed to be a real one. Like it was everything was extra creepy and stuff, so it felt like it was kind of in its own world and it was an illusion.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a real asylum, so it's like, Pablo being the beady orderly, which like that's a thing you see in a lot of asylum episodes. Just like the orderlies hate the patients.
Yeah.
I just want any excuse to beat them.
Yeah, they'll always be like, oh, asylums are shitty and they get treated shitty, and then like it doesn't matter.
Did you look at me funny?
Yeah, it helps that it was supposed to be Ball fucking with his head and everything there was an offness to it. So it wasn't like a perfect representation of what an asylum is. And you know, a lot of these when they have like the beady orderlies, like it'll be modern asylums where you're like, I don't know, like I believe like way back when they got treated really shittily, but like it's not so much like that now. But then TV ones are always like that.
You know, Terminator 2.
Yeah, like it's always like just a big shithole.
Terminator 2 was the first thing that came to my head, but apparently.
I appreciated too that like they didn't have any comic reliefy asylum people there. Sometimes it'll be like they'll just say some funny things. That's wacky because they're in an asylum, and it's like it's always really lame. And you're like, oh look, this person is like. They'll like make a bunch of dog noises, or this guy is like got a thing about always carrying a rubber duck around, or it's just something stupid. Or like,
yeah, that. He sees Ted Raimi briefly, and then he gets electrocuted, and he's like, "Oh no, they killed you again!" Like, it's a funny line, but I kind of wish he'd been more serious about that.
And that it reminded us also the dumb thing they did with Chet, where it's like, there was potential there. I feel too part of that is because of how short these seasons are, you know, because they're 10 episodes each, so they're really just kind of like keep moving, half an hour, 10 episodes. They don't have as much time as a lot of like hour-long shows are that are longer.
Yeah, it seems weird that we're almost done and we're only really getting into what Ball's like.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's going to carry on to the third season.
Yeah, it kind of feels like they waited a little too late to start getting into some of this stuff. Because, yeah, it's weird that there's only a few episodes left for this season.
Yeah.
And I know they have a season 3 already confirmed, but I don't think they have, like, everything solid on it. I know that there's going to be a new showrunner, so it's going to be, like, a little bit different, and they want to change it up some. But I don't know, like, how much direct follow-up is going to be to this storyline. I feel like they'll probably mostly wrap it up and then leave, like, some other start to what they're going to do for next season for the new showrunner.
They're going to kill Ash off.
Oh, they're gonna do a new thing with this show. It's called Ash is Gone.
Yeah.
It's just called Versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It's like when two guys and a girl lost their pizza place. You just take off part of the title, and it's a different show.
It's gonna be called A Guy and a Girl and the Evil Dead.
Guy, a girl, and the Evil Dead. Ash in a pizza place. Okay, so what was something that you really liked about it? Did you have any like favorite kind of thing?
It's mostly just the ending, I guess. It's when he thinks he killed them and he's completely broken down.
So what was your like least favorite part of the episode?
Chet reminder and him not taking it serious, I guess.
Yeah, overall, like, I think if they go more in this kind of direction with their villains, it would be good. Not that every episode needs to be this serious, but I think, like, if they keep going with this kind of trend with, like, villains like Ball, and feeling like there's a more active kind of threat and a different kind of threat, because, you know, last season it was a lot of Deadites and Necronomicon and stuff, but with Ball, you don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
And that's good for Ash's character, too, since, you know, Deadites are he's been dealing with them for a long time now, so it's kind of every day for him now.
Yeah, and like, just making that hit harder for him would have been nice, or things, especially the Cheryl thing.
Yeah. It feels like they're moving in that direction, they just need to go a little farther than what they're doing. I'm sure this is going to be a really great podcast for people.
Just no.
No. It's all good. Thanks for those who hung in there. Hopefully we have. You know what? I don't know. I was gonna say hopefully we have more to complain about, but you know, I'd rather the show just goes in a better direction. So maybe the podcast will just get less interesting.
Even when it's good.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a story-heavy episode. I mean, it was part of the arc, but I mean, as far as like what all that happened in it, it was a singular thing. So, you know, there's not too much.
The police one I really liked, and I had things to say about it and why I liked it. This one, you know, was what it was. I enjoyed kind of the mindfuck stuff. I wish it went a little further in some areas to be really screwy, because I don't know, I enjoy a lot of mindfuck things, and I've seen things that go really further and try to screw with the audience's head too. So I wish it had done a little bit more of that. That's my main problem with this episode, because I mean, I didn't feel like I was screwed with really much. I just saw Ash being screwed with, which is fine, but I just wish it had gone that extra step and made me wonder what was going on sometimes too.
Yeah, I can see that.
I enjoyed the puppet thing. That was fine. That's probably the weirdest thing we really got about it. I mean, besides just minor things like it being so run down, but still having like working key cards, stuff like that. And you're just wondering like why it's operating like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish we saw a little, just really more weird things make Ash really wonder what this place was going on, you know.
It seemed a little weird too that the visitor he gets at the end is just like the new Linda. It feels like there could have been like a more important character to visit him.
Yeah, I was waiting for something like his mother or something.
That's what I thought at first, because I didn't recognize that woman's voice, so I was like, there's a woman, so I was like, maybe it's the mom, or before he heard her voice, I was like, is Dad gonna come in? And then, you know, like, that never happened, or something like that.
Yeah, I wish there was more to that, too, than just her coming in and saying hi, basically.
It kind of felt like she just needed lines, because she's contractually obligated to be in so many episodes.
Yeah. Like, I wish it had started and maybe it had been Cheryl or something, and then she came in, you know, like, then started, like, bleeding and say, why did you kill me? And then just have him lose it, and then it's Linda.
Well, it'd be cool if they did more contradictions, you know, like, things that, like, wouldn't make sense with the narrative in Ash's head either, so he'd be questioning, like, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't really fit what I thought. And yeah, things like, seeing Cheryl or things like that.
Yeah, that would have worked. That would have been some more kind of mindfuck stuff. That would be nice. Like, just having it straight up be her and then there's no real twist about it is kind of some of the things I was thinking, like, little missed opportunities to take it a bit further.
People kept changing their faces on him. Like, if he attacked the new Linda and then her face didn't change, it's like, oh wait, maybe that is her, or something like that, or where they changed the rules on him.
Funny if the new Linda had done, like, gone deadite for a second and did, like, the dance Linda did in, Evil Dead 2 for a second, then he goes after her, and then, she's normal. And she's like, are you gonna kill me like, you did the other Linda? Like, just have him, like, realize make him think he's going insane to have done that.
Mm-hmm. And then he sang the ABC rap, and it was just really weird.
And
but we did learn about reading.
Yeah. When Dean Stockwell comes in and chainsaws.
It was really weird, but I loved it. I don't know why any of that happened. I don't know what they're leading to.
The crap.
Get my left nut for you to get out of this asylum.
I could give your left nut, and then he shoves it down Ash's throat. Oh, my nuts! And then it says ABC in his blood.
Just imagining, like, 80-year-old Dean Stockwell with a chainsaw attacking
him. Cutting off his nuts.
Yeah. And then just, and he just recovers like he does from everything that's horrible. Like, he's getting, like, the electroshock, and he was, like, foaming at the mouth. He just brushes it off.
Yeah.
And okay, I realize, like, this is just how Ash's character works. Like, he chopped off his hand, and then he's just like, cauterize it, I'm fine, whatever. Duct tape, fixes it. Like, this character's got a lot of wear and tear that in fictional universe is okay. But sometimes I worry about just, like, Bruce Campbell in general. Like, I'm like, he's some of these things I don't know if he should be doing at his age. I think he'll break a hip or something. He needs to slow it down. At least he puts his all into it, I'll say that.
The rice and beans is he doing here?
The rice and beans? These old people?
I'm gonna drive away all the cool kids.
They had the bit too that was kind of, you might miss it if you're not paying attention, when he, like, they do the intro where he falls onto the ground and they do this blood splat into the intro, the title card, and his false teeth come out.
Yeah.
You notice that? Like, his false teeth flying out. I do like the jokes where they just make him, like, massively older than he really is. Alright, well, I won't drag this podcast out anymore. I enjoyed this episode. I'm looking forward to what they do. Get Dean Stockwell in there. He'll become the big bad for next season.
And then Sam Beckett shows up and, we're gonna have some fun.
They eat a bunch of gumbo together.
No!
No! NCIS, Evil Dead. Alright, see you guys next time when we talk about the next episode. Probably next week.
Next one.
On the next CSI Miami.